We're back on our podcast, Ubuntu Bali podcast, and I'm Andrea, and today we're going to meet one of our Ubuntu yoga teachers. Her name is Vivienne.
Yes.
And I personally don't really know much about Vivienne and her life, so I'm gonna ask questions to get to know her a little bit, and we're going to talk about Vivienne's yoga journey and her passion for her teaching. So let's start with, where are you from?
I'm from China, and I lived in two cities, big cities, Chongqing and Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
I was in corporate and management for many years.
Mm.
And then end of 2018, I moved to Bali.
Okay.
Since then, I'm here. I mean, 2019 I was traveling, but most time I was in Bali. And the end of 2019, I came back to Bali, and I was stuck here since COVID. And now I'm teaching yoga full time in Bali. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's interesting transition from a businesswoman to a yoga teacher, but I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you start your yoga journey? Was it here in Bali or was
I went back in China.
Okay.
The first time I went to yoga was in 2006.
2006?
Kind of by accident. Okay. I still remember I bought very fancy shoes.
You what?
But I bought very fancy shoes because I know I was going to yoga class the next day, so I was very excited. I want to buy shoes. Later, yes. Later I realized I don't need to wear shoes for yoga. But I always remember that.
Okay.
So now
so you showed up in your new shoes,
yes,
and then they told you to take them off.
Take off the shoes.
And you're like, but they're new.
Yes, that's very funny. So my impression for yoga started from that time, because before I had zero knowledge about yoga, but I already knew, that was something cool I want to try. So one day I could really try. I went there and with the fancy shoes. I think my yoga journey started from that time, and I always went to practice from 2006 until 2014. Like kind of, I was in office, so I could only have limited time going to the class, but normally the same class because I have to work during the day and go to yoga in the afternoon. So that was like kind of, now I look back, because that many years back practice, basically there wasn't much awareness like about the real yoga. You just go to practice, you feel good. And since 2014, I did my first teacher training. And I started changing the whole journey, like the whole understanding about yoga, the awareness, how you should properly move the body. So I think from that teacher training, and also my practice started to change, like totally change, like start to practice with awareness. And also actually the same year I started to teach already. I remember my first teacher training was 2014 in October or November, and in December I started to teach already, like as substitute teacher. I was surprised, but I started to teach because I really love yoga so much. So then 2015 I did a lot of teacher training, basically along the way from 2014 until 2020. Each year I did a teacher training.
Oh wow,
I did a lot.
That's a lot of teacher training.
I know, I have a lot.
You have a PhD now.
I have like 1,400 hours TTC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say yoga, was it any particular style of yoga that you started, or was it?
Well, actually, what I just started was Bikram yoga. Yeah, I did my first teacher training in Bikram, and the next teacher training was.
And no shoes in Bikram.
Yeah, not normal anymore. Yes. And now, since 2015, I did my first 200 hours. Was Anusara yoga.
Anusara,
yes.
Okay, so you started with Anusara.
Yes,
okay.
With all this proper alignment, which I love it. Like even now, my teachings, I would say mostly from Anusara. Like mostly. Of course, you develop a bit more of here and there, but I really like the Anusara teaching about the universal principles of alignment. That's really, I think that really helped a lot for my self-practice that we have to teach, because this way of giving the cues very kind of, I would say even very precise, to be honest, you know, not so detailed like Iyengar, but very precise, like efficient, align the cues. That's why I've been applying it since 2015. So I really found it's very helpful.
And what makes it important to have the proper alignment?
Wow, that's a lot for sure. First to have good experience as yoga pose, and then second to prevent injuries, for example, and also you get stronger, get more awareness in a good way. I think that's very important, because if you don't know what you're doing, you don't build awareness. When there's no awareness, basically there's no yoga, right?
There's no yoga.
Yeah, that's just a movement. So that's what I really like about, for me, like no matter what kind of classes I teach, power yoga, even immersion, for example, what I teach all different type of classes, but I always focus on alignment. There's always alignment in my teaching, because I always think good alignment is also good technique. Yeah, when you are aligned, your body gets stronger, faster, and in a good way. So of course you build a stronger foundation, and then you can achieve that pose easily in a way. You build up.
Yeah,
that's all from the good foundation.
Yeah. So I heard, I never been to your yoga class, I must admit, but I'm planning to. But I heard that Vivienne's classes are really hard. That's the rumor around Canggu.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's good rumor or bad, but to be honest, even now what I teach teacher training, I explain to the students. So when I say not any pose come with ease, if you do with proper alignment, not even child pose, even downward facing dog, because you're really working on the muscles. You really focus on what's happening rather than just a form. That's why it's hard. Now I always say the deep form doesn't mean it's advanced form. You can go deep. Go deep it means hard. So that's why maybe where the rumor comes from, because I really make them work hard on the pose, and maybe the thought it's very simple. You know what I mean? Oh, downward facing dog is resting pose. But in my class, I kill them with my downward facing dog cues. I give them the cue to feel, oh my God, so many things happening. That's why I think it's hard. Or on the other way, I like to, my personality, I would like to challenge my students to explore their potential. I would say, if I say, like normally I can watch and observe my students, when they say they have potential, I push them to their potential, because I say, I know they can do it. Maybe they have fear or they have limiting belief of themselves, but then as a teacher, I would say I have the eyes to say what they can do. And I just push them in a way. So that's why maybe they think it's hard, but eventually think it's a good experience. In the end, it's hard, but they realize it's a good experience.
The last time we only had 2 casualties. Normally it's 3 or 4, but it's
so funny. Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's my way of teaching. Like when I say my student potential, I cannot just pretend I don't say it. I want them to challenge themselves. How I challenge myself. Like I always tell my students standing there, I say, if I can do it, you can do it. It's not even from ego. It's, if for sure, if I can do, you can do it. Human beings are the same.
So when you teach your classes, you emphasize on the alignments.
Yes.
And strengthening. Yeah.
Or sequencing as well. Like I would develop a sequence that gradually go up, slowly go down. Like sequencing of including including bits of many things. Like I also like to include some mobility in my class, strength, core, for example, and then we come more like immersions, and also then come to back balance, or if they can do more, add some arm balances as well. So in general, my sequence is like for all levels, to be honest. All the way, I always give them options. You can stay here or go to this one or go to that one. So I always give them options. So my principle is whenever people come to my class, everyone can enjoy their own practice.
Okay, yeah, so beginners friendly.
Yes, all
advanced
levels.
friendly.
Yes. Because like in Bali, some people come to a class, some beginners never done yoga before, like they also. And then you have to give them an option, so like everyone can enjoy their practice, not just someone, or just someone doing crazy poses and people watching, So I give them options. Like sometimes I give them option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So really people can enjoy their own practice. Like in the beginning when I ask them, I tell them it's for all levels, so everyone can enjoy. Yeah.
And so for your personal yoga journey, like as you evolved into the practice, etc., What would you say you take from it that is the most important, the essence for you to what yoga really is?
Well, I think it's freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
connection. When
Mm-hmm.
you have more control, or you always say more control means you are more present, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you have more control of your mind, more control of your body, for example, and then you are more present, and then when it's present, you feel free because you're free of so many things, free of attachments, planning, this and that, anger or fear, whatever. I think that's why I think ultimate is freedom.
Yeah. So do you have any tricks, like, if you're starting to feel upset or something is getting triggered, as most of us have these triggers, what would be your sort of recipe for that? Like, how do you...
I go upside down.
You what?
Go upside down.
You go upside down.
Yes.
Handstand. Headstand.
Or handstand. In general, go upside down.
Okay.
I know that will help me.
So if we're having an argument and you get into headstand, then we know why.
Yes. Because I don't know, like in general, like for handstand, it's very intense pose, like very advanced pose. Where you can come upside down, handstand, stand on your hands, for example. Your mind, you have to be quiet. You focus on your fingertips, for example, your shoulder, your hips, your core, legs. You have no opportunity, no chance to think about anything else, even you're angry, for example.
I will try that.
Yeah, and suddenly sometimes we upside down, the perspective change, like a second.
Okay.
That's why.
But let's say you don't have the opportunity to get into a headstand.
I would do some simple poses as well, like restorative poses, like Viparita Karani. Yeah,
okay, let me give you the scenario. Okay. Let's say you're in the airport and someone's being really rude to you and you're feeling like this is not right, you're feeling like you're getting wind up. Okay. So what would you do? Like, what is your...
I could say anywhere meditate.
Meditate.
Yes.
Okay.
I did Vipassana retreat, silent retreat twice in my life. So I was silent totally in 26 days in my life. Yeah, I know very easy to calm down myself.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring things within me rather than get bothered by others. I think that's my method as well.
So you use like the Vipassana meditation, as in the breathing technique, the scanning, or...
Yeah, the scanning, or just like affirmation, telling myself, telling all this wisdom I've learned about impermanence, like impermanence and everything's changing, just understand the truth of nature changes, you don't get attached to these things. That's always changing, so for no reason you get attached. Yes. Or I always say I'm just here to experience. I tell myself to experience and no attachment to anything. And maybe people are having bad days, so I just let it go.
You don't take it personally.
No, I don't.
That's great.
I don't. Normally in general, I don't. Even as a teacher, sometimes when the students talk about me, I don't take it personally. I don't. Otherwise, I teach the teachers nowadays. If you take it personally every day as a yoga teacher, you want to kill yourself.
Yeah. To have some skin on your nose, as we say in Sweden.
Yeah. You have to know your value also. Yeah. Otherwise, hard.
And through these years, since 2006, as you started your yoga journey, and you look back at Vivienne back then when she was 5 years old or whatever.
I was like, that's a secret.
And you look to today, what would you say has been some changes that you've noticed in the years? And maybe it's because of yoga, maybe it's something else, but what would you say has been your sort of progressive evolution?
Wow, I would say it's a lot. It's a long journey. But yes, like mostly from yoga, I would say how yoga guided me, for sure in the beginning, just physically, if I understood, like from physically, and start from physical exercise. I started to go within me. I started to say lots about me that I didn't say before. Through the practice, through the journey. Because before, like the society, I was living in Shanghai, big city life. No one would really care about what you think or how you feel, especially if you don't care about how you feel. Even me, myself, didn't care about how I feel. I was just busy, or try to keep yourself busy. That's how we do nowadays. And then when I started to yoga, I started to see how I feel. I think that's a big change. I start to care about more how I feel rather than how other people think about me. So then I started to be like more centered, I would say, like mentally, and for sure physically changed me a lot, like a lot. Like,
and how was that, like, when you started to kind of tune into your own personal feelings? Because if you've been numbing them or you've been shutting them out, then all of a sudden we start to open up, right?
Yeah.
Because this is like a typical scenario in yoga, especially,
yes.
that people who maybe have not been in touch with their feelings, and then they start doing all these heart opening, and then we see some crying happening.
Exactly.
And what was it for you? Like, what was that initial sort of stepping into feeling zone?
I was actually in the beginning was a section from suffering from lots of pain, like in your life, from being neglected by people or by family, even, and then by myself. Because that time my principle is whatever happens, as long as I keep myself busy, everything will be fine. But it didn't work like that way. You know, a longer time I realized. I remember it was 2016. I went to 300 hours. I just joined the module of the yoga philosophy, 30 hours of training. So I went there to listen to the teacher talk. And then I feel so much pain that when he described it, I feel like so much pain within me. I didn't see, but I didn't even know where are they from. You know, I start to think why I feel so heavy that I can embrace, but I don't know why. Where are they from? How it comes? And then actually, so I was looking for answer everywhere. I started trying many things, like kind of spiritual way, like Akashic reading or like life coaching, whatever. Like that time was not even popular in China, to be honest. You know, everyone was just busy earning money, don't care about anything else, you know. So I started to search for help because I felt pain. And luckily it was a yoga world, so you could meet people like that are more forward, to be honest, than most people for that part. So I remember my philosophy teacher, he's still one of my favorite teachers. He's like so wise. He's like, when I ask him, I feel so much pain. He's like, the love is all within you. You just have to discover it. How? Yeah, this is such love. I was like, oh my God, that's easy. You know, but I couldn't understand. And that time, I was asking so many people to talk, like searching for method, you know, to know why, you know, why I'm suffering, why I'm here, for example, even asking these kind of questions. And then they all talk because they all know each other. They're like, oh, Vivienne just awakening up. You know, she's awakening. This is the year of awakening. That's why she suffers. I heard that. Oh my God. That time I was like, I was so much pain. So yeah, I think that was the time I start to crack and search for answer. And at the same time I was doing yoga, and then my sister also passed away suddenly. So I started to change. Yeah. My sister, like, suddenly within half an hour, I knew she was away. She wasn't, you know, passed away. It was like too shocked for me. And the rest of my life started to change. Like start from the doubting, the fear, and then the pain, and then suddenly my sister passed away. I was like, okay, that's it.
Time to change.
Yes, time to change. Time, like, I don't care about my high heels anymore, my earrings, like my fancy life in Shanghai, my so many yoga pants. I was like, no, I want to do something for my heart. And I quit my job. I had a very good job before. I quit my job. I was like, no, I just want to take care of my heart. Nothing bothers me. I quit so many things just with the luggage, came to Bali.
And here you are.
I felt like either we call the universe or Bali chose me to stay here. And then when I was staying here during the COVID, I was like, what should I do now? Like, you know, I cannot go, I cannot do business. I cannot go back to China. What to do? Okay, let's go to teach yoga to continue the yoga journey, because back in Shanghai, I was teaching already, not like full time, but I was teaching since 2014. I taught corporate classes that time, private classes, an event, you know, because in Shanghai that time, not so many people can teach in English. So I was one of the teacher as a Chinese face can teach in English. So I had many opportunities than most yoga teachers. Yeah. So that's why it's a good way for me to be more confident teaching in front of people. And then, but even that time, I didn't see myself as a full-time yoga teacher, to be honest. I didn't see it until when I came to Bali, and then COVID happened. And then I was like, what should I do now? Go to teach yoga. And that time I was training at the Nirvana Strengths, and every day seeing the same people. And the owner told me they were building a yoga shala. So can I teach yoga here? So yeah, we can try when the shala is finished. So after they finished the shala, I did my audition class. I remember the first audition class. And then people give me different feedback. Some people, oh, the class is very easy. Some people, oh, the class is so hard. Actually, my feedback from that time, I started shaping my teaching. So then the owner said, you have to kill everyone. You have to ask him what they like. So what's the feedback? And then, okay, 2 days ago, come back for another audition class. And then within these 2 days, I prepared myself so well.
Okay.
I rewrite the sequence. I practice by myself, and then I invite different people come to my class, come to my house to practice with me. Not like random people, like someone knows about yoga. They come to practice with me. I ask the feedback and I write down and I add this and that. And 2 days later, I went to teach again. Wow, like owner was so surprised. How can you improve so fast within 2 days? I said, because I take all the feedback. And that class really killed everyone. Like
all casualties.
Yes, different ways, but you know what I mean. Because you can make simple things hard as well. That's my way of teaching. Sometimes I say, oh, it's very simple. But simple down means it's easy. So simple thing you can really kill them, right? It's not achievable. It's achievable. It's not just advanced process. So actually, it's not from that time. Like my principle is to kill people, like to torture them in my class in a way.
It's true. It's true.
Like, so then, yeah, I think then that journey started from there, and then I went to teach in Samadhi. So then, like full time teaching Bali. And it's interesting. This 2 years during the COVID time, I met many people. They came to my class. They did a private class with me. Different people come to class. They give me different feedback. And also during that 2 years, I fixed a girl. She was with scoliosis. I didn't even know I can fix her, to be honest. She just hired me to teach her privately 3 times a week. She's very tall, had very heavy, like I said, bad, like scoliosis. Even me, I didn't know. After 3 months, I fixed her. I was like, oh, I was surprised.
Wow.
She was surprised too.
Yeah.
Now I realized, okay, what I teach has value. I was focused on alignment.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So now I know. I said, I'm not the teacher. Actually, you are the teacher. You know, you need to know what my capacity is. And the other few people, when they have lower back pain or knee pain, I also fix them. Again, I said, I didn't know what I did, but I just teach normally, like how I teach. Like we give them very detailed cues for them how to move. And that's going to really help. So all this feedback and gave to me, then I was more and more sure of my teaching, my capacity, my knowledge. And then
with your PhD, you have a lot of knowledge.
It's also true. It's like suddenly I give everything all to to whatever I can give. I just give all, you know, whatever, and it's come, and I just give. So then there's people say just, oh, Vivienne, you are so kind of like so good in teaching. You should teach teacher trainings, because some people did teacher training, come to my class, they really like it. But said they said you should do teacher trainings. I said, okay, let's do it. So also within 2 years teaching Bali, I registered my own yoga school. I taught my teacher training. And then also when the teacher, some people come to Bali, for example, I said, I'm teaching teacher training. So, oh, I already did the teacher training. Okay, then she'll teach you. Do you want to teach advanced teacher training maybe on 300 hours? More advanced? Okay, let me think about that. So now I start to register another program for 100 hour advanced teacher training.
Okay.
Yeah, so then even that turned out to be like also very successful. Even me, I was surprised. But again, to be honest, like all this for the 100 hour or 200 whatever, like say actually most of the experience from my practice experience before, because at first I took lots of teacher training, so I know what are the curriculums, what are the requests for this 200 hour, for 100 hour, or even for 300 hour, because I took all of the teacher training before. So I kind of have experience what material I need to prepare, you know. And then of course along the way I need to be more what I think I should add according to all the teacher training, what I'm missing. You know, for example, I love one of my favorite teacher, but he is a very great teacher, but he never really give individual advices. For example, that's what he was missing, but I want to have that in my teaching. So I like to give individual advices. So that's why in general, people come to a class, I give them different options to do. Yeah, so then like you can see student progress in different way, you know, even no matter which level you are, you can always progress. Yeah, so that's my way of, I would say, teaching. Yeah.
And through these years as a teacher, what would you say has been somewhat challenging?
Well, the challenging would be, I think it's a self-realization journey, I would always say, because not everyone will like you, for sure. Not everyone will like you. And some people love you, some people hate you. That's why I'm always joking in my class. You come to my class, for example, you either love me or leave me. Because try not to hate me. But I say I have good intention. What I teach is not from ego. I teach to share my knowledge, share my self practice. So I explain to them, like, you know, it's not really I'm teaching. I'm here just to share my knowledge. But I know still people like yeah, for sure, the different types of people come to your class. People come with strong ego or don't want to learn new things. You know, just want to do their own way. They just like want to do their own things, for example. Yeah, or some people are scared to leave in the middle of the class also. Sometimes it happens in my class. And then later they would also come back to talk to me, you know, oh, actually I realized I left middle of the class. It's not even your problem, it's my problem. My ego come out to stop me. They say, oh, Vivienne don't even know me, you know, and they come back, talk to me, they come back to class again, and improve, and they bring their friend to come to my class. Maybe I had a few experience like that. In the beginning, they hated me, so maybe it's too hard, maybe it's like too demanding, I cannot handle it. But later they realize, oh, actually it's not even personal, you know, it's all like the journey. And also when I teach teacher trainings, it's also interesting. So the teacher trainings, because I teach both. I teach for my own yoga school. This for my own yoga school. Most people, because they know me, they want to come for my teacher training. Or I teach for another yoga school. They are American yoga school, for example. They're just based one in Bali, one in Costa Rica. So all the students, they come all over the world to Bali to do a teacher training, but they don't know us before. They never took our class. So they come. Imagine like 21 days with Vivienne, for example, from all over the world, didn't even know her way of teaching. Maybe in the beginning, I was a little terrified. And then I started to feel like, I don't say it was doubting, but I was like, oh, you know, so asking myself a question. And later realized actually this is a journey, you know, for the students and for me as well, for them to challenge themselves, for me to also understand my value, my way of teaching, it works. Just have to trust me more. I have to trust myself more. So then I realized it's like really like no matter which way, it's just a self-realization journey through the teaching, through the practice. And later students, yes, like, oh wow. In the beginning, they didn't believe them and can do it. And later, after all this teaching with me, after practice, they did it. Then they start to trust themselves. For also they trust me more in a way. Since from the beginning like this, and later trust me. And the moment after training, they would follow me to Canggu to practice with me, or follow me on Instagram, always check me. And then if I do other teacher training, they'll think about planning to come back. You know, so I think, yeah, this is just example of me along the way to understand that teaching this journey is it's hard, to be honest, but and on the other hand, you have to always understand your value, so you just keep going, you know, eventually, you know, because I know I have good intention, and that's very simple. Or I always say, if I do things or with good intention, things will not go wrong. I believe that.
And when you say intention, like what is your motivation, intention, aspiration to teach? Like what are you trying to transmit?
I always say actually teaching from teaching by example, teaching by experience. You know, because like for example, why I like to do yoga so much, because I know the feeling is so beautiful, for example, so changing me so much. And I want to just to share that knowledge or experience or just feeling to the people. You know, I think it's just very simple. Just let them feel how I feel, and then through this the way of develop a different way of teaching. So then you actually eventually just actually to share how you feel. I would say that while teaching the teachers nowadays, I say you just to share how you feel, share how you practice, share how you feel. That's it. That's simple. It's not like so complicated, you know. It's just to share how you feel. But then when you share things in a very authentic way, of course you develop a different method for how to touch people, how to cue, for example. This is all from good intention because you want to share in a good way, because sometimes if you just want to share, then you have the skills to share, right? When you have good intention, I would say you become humble. You want to learn more, you want to develop more and more and more, and then okay, I want to, adapt that. I want to do this. I feel this transition is good. I feel this post really make me feel like that way. Oh no, okay, I want to share. Then you start to think, articulate the words, how you share, So I think that's along the way the journey of good intention of to share. I would say that in love towards yoga, and then basically share my feeling. I always say to share how you feel. And that makes it more simple.
So we could call you the nutcracker, cracking them open.
Yes, I would say yes. Yes.
And what would you say is an important element today? Like, we've seen yoga, I don't know, for you personally, because you grew up in China, I grew up in Europe, but my personal experience has been, when I started yoga, it was really not fashionable, and then it came really from a motivation of wanting to learn yoga. And then as we seen yoga increase, become more popular, there has been some changes, I would say, in general. But what do you think is important today, as we see yoga today and as we see humanity today as we are, because so much has changed, right? We're all on our devices. Everything is like fast food. And what do you think is something that we need to maybe pay more attention to and bring back to our lives and potentially yoga?
I would say, like, I always go back to old traditions. Like, say, also again, like how I learned from my teacher, I said, don't teach all the fancy poses, funky poses. Teach a pose that you can find a lame. For example, find the Sanskrit lame in general, So I would say, always go back to the tradition. Like the yoga has been so old, right? In a way, there's so much wisdom there. We just develop the old sense every day, but then you develop new sense from the old sense, because you are changing, your experience is changing, your practice is changing, like whole thing is changing. Even you do the same pose every day, but you feel different because you are changing. And that's why I always say, go back to the simple tradition, especially yoga nowadays, like, because other become too fancy. So I always say, even when I teach teacher trainees, there's ask them to go back to traditions, to teach a pose that you have a lame, for example. It's not like the fancy lame that, like, I remember this year when I was teaching 300 hours in Ubuntu, because like, there are teachers already for so many years, almost zero students can speak Sanskrit lame. So I was like, saying, okay, let's go to Viparita Karani, for example. What is that? And I said, show them the picture. Oh, waterfall. She said, oh, waterfall. So, oh, what a fancy name. I said, oh, you guys have so many fancy names. It's like, I don't know, but so then that's my meaning. I said, when you teach yoga with Sanskrit name, has the most power, no matter what you teach. Even they don't understand, but they think, oh, that's powerful. So I would say to come to this world nowadays, so far everything, I would say go back to the old traditions. I would appreciate that teaching.